What's up, YouTube? This is Talking Crazy 88 back again with another podcast on this special edition of my podcast. I just wanted to holler at y'all before you go to work in the morning, and hope everybody's all doing all right. I hope everybody's going to their job okay, making that money, pushing those shopping carts at Target and Walmart, having a good gosh darn time doing it, man. Making money and getting some exercise in. Woo, I know what to talk about today. Today. Because black folks seem to be stuck on dating. That seems to be the hot topic of today. And so I'm going to talk about it this morning, man, with these barracudas out there, man, that some of the fellas are hanging out with, man. With these old bitches. I'm an old man. And ever since I was a young boy, I was always in awe of a well-dressed man going to dinner with a that's in their 50s, going to dinner with a woman that's 25 to 30, man. 20 years younger than them. Maybe in their teen, maybe 19, 20, 21, maybe a young woman, man. I ain't talking about going to dinner with no old bitch, man, that you can't stand, that you've been together for about 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 years and you can't stand that bitch. I understand. I totally understand. And this is the reason why I became a confirmed bachelor at 51 years old, man. I realized, man, I ain't built for marriage. I don't even like some of these hoes. After about a month, two or three, I don't even like these hoes anymore. I want them to go away. All right? I kind of like to have, this is why I like out of town hoes, man. Because I can just jump on a plane and to get some pussy and bounce. And that's it. Boom. That's all I ever need. That's all I want. That's all I need. Without the drama, without the bitching, the moaning, the crying, trying to change me and all this. I don't want to hear that shit. See, I always knew. See, ever since, and let me just put y'all on game, man. Ever since I did that 6-part series about the bitch messed me up. All right. Now, I kind of blame the bitch in that series. It's not up no more. I took that shit down. Y'all ain't gonna find that shit. No, fuck out of here. I was venting. It was a very good release, and the fellas need to hear that story, but it was very embarrassing for Talking Crazy 88. And I'll tell you why it was embarrassing, because it showed that young men out there, and like myself, we were struggling with hoes. I wasn't no Mac. I wasn't no player. I did exactly what my parents did. I saw my father with my mother for a number of years. I saw my grandfather with my grandmother for a long period of time. Had a nice little family. And that's what I thought I wanted back then. Even though when I was younger, I didn't want that shit. I really didn't want to be married. I didn't really want to be tied down. I didn't mind being a confirmed black bachelor. That's kind of how I envisioned myself, man. Living alone in an apartment, having hoes coming in and out, having short-term relationships, man. Just going on short-term relationships up to 3 months, then saying, all right, well, it's been real. Bye. Get the fuck out. I gotta go. Talk to you later. Bye. You'll find somebody else. And I'm kind of like that good luck Chuck kind of guy, man, because most of the bitches that I've dated, they married somebody else, man. Well, I can't say that they're the love of the woman's life, all right? Because there's no such thing. A woman does not have a love of their life unless that was the one. All right. No, I take that back. They do have a love of their life when they were younger. They did something stupid, gave that shit up. See, when an old bitch gets, excuse me, when a bitch gets old, she's gonna still be harping on that love of her life. Okay? That was the man of her dreams. Everybody else ain't shit. See, that's why I don't deal with old bitches anymore, because old bitches, they have too much baggage, man. They have too much baggage that, do you really want to deal with that shit? Except for a hit and run. That's all I care about is a hit and run. And then these bitches ain't down with that. These old bitches ain't down with no hit and run. So you can forget about that shit, Jack. That's all I ever wanted was the pussy. I don't care about that. See, I was out with this Polish American chick, man. We smashed on the first date and the second date until she was like, I don't think we should see each other anymore. I wasn't disappointed. I was disappointed because I couldn't get no more pussy, but that's the only reason why I was disappointed. As far as our girl, I couldn't be seen with her, so I'm not crying about that shit. I got the pussy, so hey, what's up? I'm good. I'm just mad because I'm just upset because I can't have any more pussy. So from her, so it was some good pussy, man. I tell you, I'm to this day I'm still thinking about that shit, man. But that's all right. That's all water under the bridge. But she ain't thinking about that shit. I'm the only one that's thinking about that. See, that's where the simping comes in, man. I'm still thinking about some old pussy when I should be thinking about young pussy, man. But that's more than life than just pussy, man. I mean, come on. That's not what this channel is all about. I'm just giving you some insight about how I am happy being a confirmed bachelor, and I come to accept that, hey, maybe I'm good. Maybe I'm good with short-term relationships. There's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, I don't have a problem with having a short-term relationship with anyone. I think it's healthier if you like it. I think it's more healthier as an old man. I think it's more healthier for me because who wants to put up with the bullshit? Who wants to be moving in on each other, moving out, and drama, and fighting, and nah, I'm good, man. I am good. But that's just me, fellas. When you turn 50, and a lot of y'all are young tykes out there, y'all gonna turn 50 eventually, all right? If you make it to 50, God bless you. That's a great thing, man. That is a great thing. If you make it to the 50-yard line of life. Even though they say 25 is the 50-yard line of life, but everything is relative, all right? If you ever make the 50-yard line of life and you already established, you already had children, you already been married, and you already, enjoy it. But if you've never been married, and I'm not talking to y'all, I'm talking to fellas out there that never been married, don't have any children, don't have much drama in their life, have their career, built themselves up to who they are, built their cash reserves, stacked your cash. Everything else is a success. You going out, having short-term relationships, you traveling, you got your passport, you going overseas, and you meeting other women. I'm talking to all fellas, man. You're in a great position, man. You're in a great position. You're in a great position in life. Okay? Why waste it on an old bitch that's 50 years old? A 50-year-old bitch. See, the only reason why I would be with a 50-year-old bitch, a 40-year-old bitch, a 50-year-old bitch is if I have an extra box of condoms that I need to use up on them. That's the only reason why I would be with an old woman again. Other than that, I ain't trying to get in no relationship with no 50-year-old woman. Crazy? You kidding me? Shit. Well, listen, I did my 10 minutes. I just wanted to holler at the fellas for 10 minutes, and gotta go. I'll talk to y'all fellas later. I'll see y'all on Saturday on the balcony, all right? With my cigar. And this is Talking Crazy 88, and I am out of here, fellas. And black men, let's be careful out there, all right? Oh, before I go, yeah, there was one thing that I wanted to talk to you about. I couldn't wait until Saturday. And I saw a clip of it online. I didn't read the article about this brother down in Covington, Georgia, right? He left 3 of his kids in the car. They were toddlers in the car, locked them in the car, right? While he went in to have a job interview at McDonald's. And he was arrested for it. Now, here's my thoughts on that. I didn't read the article because I know anything that you read from the media there's going to be a hint of bullshit. There's going to be quite a hint of bullshit. Question is, why does this man have custody of 3 children? Question is, without the support of their family, there had to be some grandmama or auntie or sister or maybe a distant cousin or something like that's willing to help him out with those children. I wonder what was going on, and where was the baby mama? How come the baby mama is not in the picture? Why does he have custody of these children? Why is he unemployed with 3 children? Why haven't been social services? And I'm not beating him up, because there's a lot of people out there that have children while in poverty that are struggling. See, this is an example of having children in poverty. And that's what black folks seem to like to do. I've been saying this for years on my podcast, that black folks, I'm talking about the certain segment of black folks that's in the hood, tend to like to have children within poverty. Okay? They're in the projects. They like to have children while they're in the projects, living in their mom, because it's a quicker way of getting into the projects, I suppose. I've seen it a lot when I was working at Leverster Towers up in Mount Vernon. Now, it was a project that was bought out by a property manager, real estate company that deals with housing tax credits. Okay, low income tax credits, where it's not really the projects anymore, but the developers who own this project, they get certain tax credits that gets written off against any income for keeping the rents low, based off of income. And you got a lot when I was working there was a lot of mentally ill black men and women, mostly women are in their projects that are mentally ill. They're mentally damaged. A lot of them are damaged. These are damaged good people. And I don't really see much of a redemption. Now, the only thing that came about it is that I met a young lady who had 2 children. One of them was a Mensa member, and the other one, she had a talent in running track. As a matter of fact, she was an alternative in the 2016 Olympics down in Brazil. And she's on the Wall of Fame in Mount Vernon, right off of Pellendale Road, right next to the Target, right over yonder. All right. And I might just take a picture of that one Saturday. I might just drive by, take a picture, and show y'all fellas. All right. But yeah, there's not a lot of success. People don't want to leave. People actually leave and then want to come have babies and then want to come back. So they come into the leasing. When I was a leasing agent, and I would see these women with these children, coming back in to this building to want to stay, to want to live. These are mentally damaged people. You should not debate with them. You should not try to educate them. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your breath. And the children, it's hit or miss. They can either take your advice or they're going to follow their parents. And more than likely, 90% of them will follow their parents or follow their mamas. That's why you have so many goddamn son husbands, right, running around. And this is what I was going to talk about on Saturday, the son husband effect. I'm going to touch on it a little bit. We have a generation of males who is led by their mama. Nothing wrong with that. My mom is great. I think all mothers are great. Well, not all of them are great. I think most of them are great. But a lot of them, they have no idea how to raise a boy to be a man. And I'm going to touch on that. I'm going to touch on that on Saturday, when I talk to y'all with my cigar and a little bit of libations, possibly a tequila. And we're going to talk about it like men. All right? And some of y'all, that's a foreign term, being a man, because I don't really see a lot of it, especially in professional sports. And I'm going to touch on that on professional sports. There's a lot of son husbands out there in professional sports. A lot of son husbands, a lot of simps, a lot of pussy hounds. All right? More than life than pussy. More than life than women. All right? And especially if you're led by your mama, and these women are looking. These young women are looking at y'all. Y'all young boys out there. And I can understand why they're saying to themselves, I don't want none of these men. I can understand why. But we'll talk about that on Saturday. Just remind me on Saturday on my live stream, and we'll sit down and chop it up, all right? Well, listen, I got to get back to work. This is Talking Crazy 88. And I am really out of here this time because I got to make some money, all right? So I'm going to holler at y'all players later on. And let's be careful out there, all right?